What's up, guys? Today we're going to look at some low-calorie, low-alcohol content beers that you can try when you're trying to lose that beer gut or just taking it easy for a while. Let's get to it. So over the last week or so, I've been trying out these very low-calorie, low-alcohol content beers that are really good, actually, and I'm actually very excited that a lot of craft breweries are coming out with these options. The reason being is sometimes you want to have a beer with your buds, but don't really want to get so drunk or so fuzzy that you can't get home safely. Or maybe you just want to have a low-calorie option so that you can still have fun, but not have to worry about your waistline. Some options out there, like Athletic Brewing's IPA here, is 70 calories and less than 0.5% alcohol content, and it's made with yeast, barley, hops, and water. Other options out there are something like the Victory or this Dogfish Head, which are under 100 calories, about 3 grams of carbs, and 4% alcohol content. So still very low, but that high IPA flavor that you expect. That was the brew dog. So yeah, like I was saying, low calorie, lower alcohol content that you would get other than those big IPAs, those 7 to 8% IPAs that you get out there. Now, I think these are great options, but do they really taste good? Are they worth it to you? Should you even give them a chance? Well, I was a little curious as well. I mean, you don't really want to still have calories, empty calories at that, and then still not taste all that good. You'd probably be willing to have a higher alcohol content beer, but it tastes good and worth maybe doing a few extra push-ups or sit-ups or whatever your workout regimen is. So let's put them to the test. Let's pop these guys open and take a look. Oh. One thing that you notice is that they all are very carbonated, especially Athletic Brewing. Through every taste I've had, both with the IPA and the Golden Ale, they were very carbonated and exploded on me, just like you saw a minute ago. You also notice that the head doesn't retain very well. They're probably using adjuncts to get that low calorie, and so there's probably a part of the process that's kind of making it that look on the head, that it's just not as full and creamy as you would get from a regular IPA. So first off, let's start with the Athletic Brewing IPA. I love the color on this. It's very reminiscent of a West Coast IPA. Some facts about it is that it's less than 0.5% alcohol, and they're calling it non-alcoholic, so it fits in that realm of non-alcoholic brews. It has 70 calories, 14 grams of carbohydrates, so pretty high on the carbs. 0 protein and 0 fat, and it's made with water, barley, organic Vienna malt, and hops and yeast. From the can itself, it says, "At Athletic Brewing Company, we are pioneering a craft brew revolution. We believe you shouldn't have to sacrifice your ability to be healthy, active, and at your best to enjoy great brews, so we created our innovative lineup of refreshing, non-alcoholic craft brews." Pretty cool. Let's go in for a taste. That tastes really good, really smooth. You get the hops. It reminds me of an IPA. I mean, that's it. Is it gonna blow your mind? Probably not, but I mean, for a low-calorie IPA option, that's really good. So next up, we have Victory's Easy Ringer Low-Cal IPA. Their additions are flaked oats and some wheat. And some fun facts about this Victory IPA is that it's at 4.3% alcohol per volume, 96 calories, 3 grams of carbs, 0 grams of fat, but 1 gram of protein. Not enough to be significant or to be of nutritional value, but it's there. So significantly less carbs than the Athletic, but more calories and more alcohol content. Flavor that hits the mark. Drinking crisp and light with little bitterness and tons of hop characters. Notes of passion fruit and citrus wow the crowd. Let's give it a try. Definitely hit more of that citrus. Very light, very crisp. No bitterness at all. Doesn't really remind me of an IPA, but it tastes pretty good. I would say the nose is more of a citrusy IPA, that passion fruit. I definitely get that in the nose, but there's almost little to no flavor on this one. Very light. I think if you're having this beer here, definitely good on a hot day. Also fun for your friends who aren't big IPA fans. And last but not least is Dogfish Head's Slightly Mighty Locale IPA. And I've been very curious about this one for a while because I haven't been able to get my hands on it. But recently it's been available in our local markets, so picked one up. Now before we get to tasting, let's look at this one. It's at 95 calories, 3.6 grams carbs, and coming in at 4% alcohol by volume. This can, very reminiscent of the Dogfish Head style, and you might mistake this for one of their non-locale, low ABV beers. Let's read what the can says. This locale IPA is brewed with mighty aromatic hop varieties that deliver tropical notes with a slightly sweet balance provided by the monk fruit extract. So I believe they've come up with a recipe crazy like all the other Dogfish Head recipes to kind of give you a well-balanced IPA. Now if you've ever had a Dogfish Head 60-minute IPA, you'll notice that it's less bitter, a little more sweet, and that is due to their constant hop addition process that they have. And so they kind of go for these well-balanced style beers that still are quite odd. And so I'm interested in trying this one against these other IPAs. So the hops here just like really hit you in the face. Definitely get that slightly sweet flavor. Definitely get sort of that fruit rind flavor out of it. I'm not super aware of the monk fruit extract that they're talking about, but I'm assuming that's the flavor I'm getting. It smells good, it tastes good. Slight bitterness, again at 4% alcohol. This could go against a normal IPA, and I think even though a normal IPA would win in the flavor, this isn't so far behind. And I think a lot of people who don't like IPAs but want a low-cal, low ABV option would definitely enjoy this Dogfish Head. Well, I have to say I'm enjoying all three of these. This one just reminds me of a classic West Coast style IPA. Very flavorful, definitely get the hops, very tasty. But it might not be in your realm if you're looking for just low ABV and not zero ABV. Maybe you kind of enjoy that little buzz you get from a beer. So this might not be your option. But if you're just hanging out with the pals and you just want to hold a brew and drink one along with them, but have zero impact on your ability to drive home or anything like that, I think this is your option. Athletic Brewing, I've already purchased a few more to have when, you're just hanging out and you just want a beer and maybe you don't want a soda or a juice. Hey, non-alcoholic, tastes like a beer, tastes like a good beer for that matter. Go for it. This Victory beer, I'm not gonna lie, at first I was like, I don't think it has very much flavor, but it's straightforward. It's still got some good aromas. It tastes not like any IPA I've really ever had, but it tells you that right off the bat that it's light, it's crisp, you're gonna get some tropical aroma notes. I think this is a good option if you're in this hot weather right now and you're staying indoors or hanging out on your balcony. For myself, out of these two though, I'd more like to drink Athletic Brewing's for flavor. However, if I do want to get a little bit of a buzz, I think that the Victory works out really nicely. So the Dogfish Head, still a great beer. It's hard to really put this up there with our others because they have so many really good beers. However, I think as a low-calorie option, it's fantastic. And quite honestly, I enjoy all three of these, just probably in different settings. I think really when it comes down to it, if you're going to choose a low-calorie, low ABV option, it really comes down to where you're going to enjoy those beers and kind of how you want to feel about it. Athletic brewing, I think that's perfect if you're an athletic person and you're working on your body fat and you're working on those pieces to stay healthy and move forward. This option is great. Alcohol is a poison. There's no getting around it. So having almost a 0% amount of it is very, very helpful. I tried very many of these and I have to say I am pleasantly surprised. Low calorie beers are worth the hype. Low ABV beers are worth the hype. And it's because you can have the same amount of flavor and enjoyment with these beers without compromising your health and compromising your well-being. And don't get me wrong, I'm not giving up on any other type of beer. I'm going to try those crazy IPAs. I'm going to try those crazy stouts out here. But this gives me an option when I don't really want to drink to sort of settle down a little bit and collect myself and have a healthy option, or have a healthier option than a standard beer. As we all know, if you really want to lose that beer gut and you really want to trim down a little bit, water's the way to go. But if you're having a cheat day and you're just craving the flavor, I think these are great alternatives. Also, the police like to drive down our street because no one ever drives on it, so it's a shortcut. If you haven't done so yet, I would ask you to subscribe to this channel. It's a very small channel, and I appreciate all the support. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and I hope to see you in the next one. Salud.